Hello and welcome to Key Stage 4 GCSE Information Evening for Year 11 parents. My name is Miss Begum. I am Associate Assistant Head and Director of English at the John Roan, and today I'm going to be giving you some key information about the course, what to expect in Year 11 for the students, and what we offer, and what the students are expected, and what you can do as well to help your child at this crucial moment in their lives. So what you can see on the screen is information about the course in general, their journey from year 10 into year 11. All year 10 students who started in year 10 have completed reading and accessing the core GCSE materials. Year 11 is predominantly the year where we revisit those materials and texts, revise and do exam preparation. I want to go back to the John Roan English Vision. So we share this with students when they join our school in year 7, and we remind students of this throughout the year. And this underpins everything that we do as an English department. We expect students to be excellent in all we do, and we assist all students to acquire knowledge, skills, and cultural capital through an engaging, accessible, diverse, and appropriately challenging curriculum. We are really proud of the curriculum that we offer students all the way from year 7 up to Key Stage 5 A levels. We have high ambitions and expectations for all students, guiding students to make or exceed progress, including individual age-related progress, and celebrate those successes. And we've had some fantastic success stories in GCSE results and A levels across the years. To empower students to overcome barriers, become proud, confident readers, and successfully articulate themselves in both the written and oral form. And we want to enable students to become involved, determined, pursue their ambitions, and develop leadership skills for life beyond the classroom. And for us, students studying English, this is really important. It's them becoming those lifelong learners and eloquent speakers in life. So although this year is very crucial for your children and for our students, it's absolutely important that they understand that what they've been doing across their time at John Roan in English will all determine and work towards their final GCSE results. I want to just flag up on the screen for you the Key Stage 4 Year 11 team. So there are 5 teachers across all those groups. Your child will be in one of those groupings. At first instance, if you have any questions or queries, please do approach and speak to the classroom teacher. Alternatively, you can email myself or Miss Turstein, who's our Key Stage 4 lead. Now, for current Year 11s, there are changes for their exams in 2022. All students are expected to complete both English Language and English Literature GCSE. There is no compromise on that. However, it has been confirmed that Language GCSE, the paper, although unchanged, does have the change that students do not need to be recorded for the non-exam assessed spoken language endorsement. So I've already spoken to many parents about this. All GCSE students are expected to have one piece independently, which they prepare for and they deliver in front of the class and the teacher. Usually this is recorded. However, exam boards have stated they do not want or need it to be recorded for this year only. In terms of the changes to the GCSE literature, it is likely to change. If the change is confirmed, students will no longer be assessed on the poetry anthology. The papers themselves will also have been restructured. Currently, these changes only affect the current Year 11s, so your children, but are yet to be confirmed by JCQ, the qualifications awarding body. So while today I am talking you through the curriculum, you will see at points where we have still kept poetry anthology within our revision in case the changes are not forthcoming. But at the moment, it is likely, but it has not been confirmed. So what the curriculum and the exam papers will look like for your child this year. GCSE language is relatively unchanged. There are still two papers. Paper 1 is 50%, worth 80 marks, and that's split up into two sections. Section A, reading, where they do read an unseen literature fictional text and answer 4 questions, and section B, writing, where they do a descriptive or narrative piece of writing. The total for that exam paper is 1 hour 45 minutes. The second paper, paper 2, is worth 50%, 80 marks, and again divided equally between reading and writing. However, the difference in this reading section is that they have two texts, one non-fiction and one literary non-fiction text, and they have 2 questions within the 4 which are comparative. Section B is writing. However, there is a difference again. The writing is transactional. They have to write to present a viewpoint in either letter form, article form, etc. The total exam time is 1 hour 45 minutes. Like I said earlier, the exam boards have confirmed the spoken language endorsement, which is internally assessed, does not need to be recorded. There's a bit more information on your screen about what is covered in each paper in terms of how long it is and how many marks. On your screen, you can see how students are assessed. We've broken down the assessment objectives, so the skills that students need to demonstrate, and linked it to the paper and the question. In class, students are given this information when they come across each question and where relevant, so they can clearly see where the skills are being addressed, where the skills are transferable, and what they need to do in order to demonstrate those skills. GCSE Literature. Now, this again is only for this current year. You will see that the layout is different to what has been in previous years and what they will continue to do. If you look, you will see there are still 2 papers, however, the percentages have changed. Paper 1 is worth 46%, and it is out of 60 marks. It will be broken down into 2 sections and 2 papers. They will sit it in total exam time in 1 sitting. However, they will have 2 50-minute sittings, so there'll be a small break while the papers are being swapped. The first paper, 1B, is on the 19th century novel, and at the John Roan we study A Christmas Carol. The second paper, modern text, is on an inspector calls, and that will be 30 marks, 50 minutes. Paper 2, and again this is if Ofqual and JCQ confirm, paper 2 is 54%, and the first section will be Shakespeare, an extended response on the play Macbeth, and section B will be unseen poetry, where they have 2 questions, 1 and 1 poem. The second question, a comparison between 2. The total exam time for those papers is 1 hour 45 minutes in 1 sitting. Now again, what you see on your screen is pending confirmation from JCQ for the changes to the exam paper to take into consideration the disruption that some of our current Year 11s faced in Year 10 and 9. I've given a bit more information on your screen about what's covered in each paper, the breakdown of AOs and breakdown of marks. And its explanation of each of the AOs are on your screen. Again, these are the skills that students need to demonstrate in order to do well in their literature exam. In terms of what your child is doing across this year, you can see on your screen that I've shared with you our outline for the year. Students have 5 lessons across the week: Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday is a single lesson, Wednesdays and Thursdays are doubles. And after each unit, they complete a common assessment. A common assessment is a timed piece of extended writing, which is linked to the unit that they've studied. Autumn terms are currently what students are revising is Macbeth. and that will lead to a pre-mock, which they will sit next week or in the next coming days. And language paper 1 revision, which they have already started sitting their pre-mock questions on. Homework for this term is an inspector calls through Seneca and language paper 1 booklet revision. Now, what you will notice is majority of the time our homework is not linked to what they are currently studying in class. This is deliberate. It's part of interleaving the curriculum because, as you and your children are aware, the exams are all linear. The exams are all closed book, which means they do not get to take copies of the book or their notes into the exam. And therefore, interleaving revision means that they won't forget a core text or unit because they're studying something different in class. They will continually be revising each one across the year. Autumn 2 has a Christmas Carol, revision and exam practice, and language paper 2, revision and exam practice. And that's in preparation for their mock exam, which will be between mid-November and early December. And it will be 1 language paper 2 paper and 1 literature paper 2 paper. Spring 1, they will go through unseen poetry, and you will see there on the screen that I've crossed out power and conflict at the moment. That is a place where we put power and conflict should the exam board say we have to teach that. Language paper 1 revision, and then in spring 2, it's an inspector calls revision and language paper 2. At the end of spring 2, in March, around March time, there will be a second mock. This will be language paper 1 and the other literature unit. So it will be literature and inspector calls and poetry. Between that time and their exams in the summer, there will be targeted revision across all papers, dependent on need, and they will do lots of practice mock papers. The exam provisional dates are on the AQA website. However, we know that they have delayed them from traditional days to at least 2 weeks later. Again, exam dates will be shared with students and parents once that has been confirmed. At the moment, it's only provisional dates on the web page. Now, in order to support students to excel, we've had many different activities from the end of year 10 and coming to the start of year 11. So in summer 2021, summer just gone, we offered one-to-one tuition to 8 students. All 8 students in English performed either maintaining or increasing by several marks or several grades their results from their summer mock exams. So their tuition marks was even better. So that showed us that withdrawal intervention does have a good impact on students and it helps them to progress. So starting this term, we've already started with several different strategies with our students. The first that you will see is PE withdrawal. So every Tuesday or Friday, depending on which class your child is in, students join Miss Turstein for some specific bespoke activities to improve their literature progress. So Miss Turstein has been working with them on Macbeth, essay writing skills, specific skills, filling in gaps, etc. We also have been offering masterclasses every Wednesday and Thursday, and that's run by myself during their tutor period time. So where students would have been in tutor sessions, they instead come for about 35 minutes to 40 minutes with me, and we go through specific language focused skills. So these students were selected because language was the area which they weren't doing as well in. It was a chance and opportunity for them to excel and improve. And already we're seeing some of the gains with some of these students doing better in their questions that they practice in class and with me and when they're doing their pre-mocks. We also are offering the Excellence Hour in English every Thursday, and this is open to a wider group of students who are selected, and it's run by myself and Mr. Jesnick, our Deputy Assistant Principal, every Thursday, 3:15 to 4:15. Students at the moment are working on excellence in Macbeth, excelling in that, mastering their understanding of Macbeth key themes, key characters, essay writing, and structuring a response. Turnout for these have been fantastic, and I know many of your children have been coming up and asking can they join one of these sessions, whether it's during the school day, during tutor time, or after school. So if your child has not come and spoken to you about those, please ask your child, are they in one? Would they like to be in one? And to contact me to see about which would be the best one for them. In terms of what students have to do, students have to ensure that they're equipped for every lesson. And for English at this stage, year 11s, it's important that they bring their booklets, they bring their whiteboards, and they bring their reading rulers, because we go through a lot of the core text again. But booklets and books are absolutely essential. It's important they actively participate in lessons. Taking part shows what they understood, and we can correct misconceptions in the lesson. Completing homework, catching up on work missed, that's really important. If your child misses a day or 2 days, it's important they come to the teacher and speak to the teacher so that they can get caught up in that work missed. It's important that they independently revise for exams and seek out help if needed. Again, we are here to help, so please do advise your child to come and speak to us. In terms of homework, year 11s get homework every Wednesday, and it's between 1.5 to 2 hours. Homework is set on Show My Homework, and it's usually Seneca or a booklet. We provide clear instructions and support for students, and we provide feedback on work they do as per our department policy. And we provide all weekly lessons for students to review and add to. So teachers either email it, put it on Microsoft Teams, or on Show My Homework. So that's another way for children to catch up. We do expect that the role of the student, even in year 11, and especially in year 11, is to be proud to ensure that homework is completed and handed in on time, respectful and listen to homework instructions in class, be involved and check Show My Homework daily, be determined and attempt to do all the work and inform the class teacher if there are any difficulties, and be excellent and to complete homework to the best of their ability. It's really important. How can you support your child? Well, key for us is attendance, making sure that their attendance is as much as 100% as possible. To support your child with their homework, revision, practice papers. To encourage them to be proactive and do their best, at least 1 hour a day. Contact class teacher if you have any concerns or need some further support. How can we help? So you've already seen some of the interventions which are pre-selected that we offer. But we also, as I said, upload classwork so students can revisit it even if they're absent. We set up homework, but there's also revision books and booklets. So we provide a lot of booklets, but there are revision books we can recommend, web links we can recommend. But most importantly, we provide feedback to move forward. So the students, when they do a piece of writing for us, whether it's pre-mocks, mocks, or an extended piece of writing, acting on the feedback we give will help those students. I've just given there a link to the AQA website. Feel free to click on there. You can access some past papers, specifications. You won't be able to access all of the secure material, that's for schools. However, there's a raft of information you can see. Now, many parents ask me, what are the best revision guides, revision books? The best revision at the moment is students being in class, getting that excellent first class teaching, but also the notes they make. However, to supplement that, these are some of the language texts or revision guides that I would recommend and our students have used before. So you've got Collins's and CGP. You also have the literature recommendations. These are based on Macbeth and A Christmas Carol. And also the literature inspector calls and poetry recommendations. Again, there's some more information in the packs that are being sent out to you. I've given direct links to web pages as well. So there are web pages for students to visit. Now, just moving forward, I want us to consider the opportunities for the future. So your child is obviously in a very important year. They're completing their GCSEs, but they're also looking forward to the future. And I want to take this moment to consider whether your child has considered choosing A-level literature at the John Roan. English literature is an essential subject for an English degree if that's what they wish to do, but Russell Group Informed Choices Guide further recommends English literature for students who want to go on to study classical studies, French, modern languages, if they want to go into jobs, into fields through history, politics, RE, teaching, PR, etc. As you can see on the screen, we have a range of diverse and exciting texts that they study in literature in A level. If you are interested or if your child is interested, please feel free to come and speak to me, have that conversation for next year. But I want all students and parents to keep that in mind as well, that GCSE is a stepping stone for their future. I hope that this recording has been useful. If it hasn't answered any questions, please feel free to contact me either via email or you can call me at the school number and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a good evening.